do that because I forgot. So
yeah. A lot of it is, I think, discipline, structure, because, you know, basically being the authority for the team, like telling the guys, you know, like who does what, you know, and he is the authority essentially. And, you know, he'll also help them with practice regimens, make sure everybody's, you know, doing what they should be doing, just keeping everybody in line basically and following orders. And because obviously it got to get to a point where, which can be very common in the Godsent's position, where they didn't know what was wrong, they didn't know how to fix it, so everyone starts playing for themselves, which is how he described it, instead of playing for the team. So he's, you know, that's one of the big things for him. And so
he's there to stop gamers being gamers and kind of be professional in that respect.
And it does go, there is a lot more stuff that he does for the team that's you can read about. So, but it does sound quite positive, and it does sound like they receive benefit from it.
So he's there for order. And to be honest, like, I mean, you see Schneider was just on camera there, and we had some interviews with him, but he's had interviews elsewhere as well. He was very frank and just was like borderline depressed, basically. Like he just was hating life, and nothing was going well, nothing was working in the team, and he was extremely unhappy and was very vocal about that. Didn't try and hide anything. And normally, you know, you try and keep things within the team and put on the brave face, but he was like, wasn't doing any of that. So maybe order was required in the Godsent side. We'll see if it gives them a W here. So there is the team and Mr. Messioso behind them, mostly known as an admin at ESL where he used to work. I mean, that's literally all I know about him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, that's why the interview is quite enlightening. So definitely recommend checking that out. Those of you very interested in the stuff going on in the CS world. But we are kicking things off, and Mousesports, quite conversely, have been a team that have surprised us quite often with perhaps strategies, but also performances, doing very well with their recent pickups of Rops, the FPL wonder child, into the team. And we get a quick check there by 3 members from Godsent down to Ali, see what's going on, but they don't spot anything. Oh, no! Oh, you hate to see that. I hate it. He can't peek now, James. He's got 19 HP.
Yep, he is away from that position, but he's alive. But what does he do with that info? Nothing, pretty much. Somebody's outside main. Well, that is no surprise. God, look at all that pollution going into the sky. It is a cloudy day on train, and for one of these teams, the sun definitely won't shine. Mousesports moving through the ladder position. The first kill goes their way. Doppland being taken down again. Lecro heavily tagged from earlier on. He will be boosted up. He'll have a look, have a butcher's hook. And there is the hook straight in his face.
Ooh, the push through the smoke coming in with those blocks jumping through. Knife comes out. No luck for Twisto. And it looks really bad right now for the Godsent side. The bomb ticking away. Ooh, nice pop there from Schneider. Pronax carrying the kid at the moment. Will pressure the bomb with the smoke. Still doable here for the Godsent side. Going for the hold. Brave play. Brazen play. Will not work out for him, though. Or the team as Schneider also falls. The round does go to Mousesports.
Good start for Mousesports. You saw a quick clip of Rops there. A young player with a common issue in that maybe the parents don't understand, or, I'm sure a lot of parents, like those of you at home, don't quite understand what esports is and so on and so forth. But, he's quickly played some live events for his team, so hopefully his family are fully behind him now, as he is maybe the most promising player of players you would put in that category at the moment. Doppland up close to the 5-7. Good start from him, doing some nice damage. Lowell's heavily tagged as well, and there are support here on the B bomb site, but it may get thinned out by the paint stripper that is Mousesports.
Lecro definitely makes a case for being the best Deagle in the world at many situations, and I feel as though whenever you watch Godsent, there's one round where he's going to do like an insane clutch, like 1v4 or something at least with the Deagle. We just don't know when it's going to happen.
We need LAN Deagle though, that's the thing. We need LAN Deagle.
That's true. That's
true. All good online when you're wearing your Hello Kitty onesie at your computer chair. But we need that LAN Deagle.
Well, we did see him do it against, I forget which team it was, but at Beyond the Summit he was able to have an insane 1v4 in Cash, I think it was, or even 1v5 actually. It was with 10 HP, I recall. But yeah.
Mousesports are taking a lot of damage here and not really getting much done. They had a two-man venture down the ramp. They got sprayed, they got spanked by the CZ, and they ran away, taking nothing but damage with them. Dennis now has taken colossal damage as well. Surely this round goes the way of Godsent.
Godsent and their Deagles. A story that will continue for all time. Another frag there for Schneider, finishing off the weekend. Chris J. Now what does Lowell do? Smokes away. Ooh, he's got the Molotov, but there is the glass. So, so
he lined it up. He went to the wall and lined it up.
Yeah.
So I can only assume it hit something.
Hit the glass.
Really?
Yeah, glass. Yeah, he didn't smash glass.
That's a bit basic.
That's
a little bit basic.
Well, I was wondering myself. I was like, you know, there's glass there, but maybe he's, you know, this Molotov like takes into account, you know, the
maybe
the
he knows something we don't know.
But
or maybe he just messed it up.
That's a sad shame. It's a bad miss.
That's a bad miss.
We got the scout onto Chris J. He's quite renowned for his scout shenanigans. But will there be shenanigans here? Will they be treated to the battle of the 4 spies? Only if Mousesports are successful, and having gotten the bomb down, they have AKs. They actually have a... The buy is quite awesome, to be honest, for Mousesports. They have a decent selection of grenades to go with this. And now if Chris J is able to get an opener... Oh, look at Lowell go! Oh my days. Lowell's so good at this, gets the taps! You often see him make this move on train, and all of a sudden, they have control... Oh, no! Oh, that's bad. That should have been a frag for Disco. But instead, it's a 5v3 for Mousesports.
The bleach is out, man. The disinfectant, the floors are being wiped in the B bomb site. The bomb will soon be planted. They could opt for a side plant with the smokes down. And I think Chris J may have, not really sure. Either way, it looks favourable. It looks favourable for Mousesports. Chris J tagging one of these players that's Pronex down to 7 HP. I have more fingers than he has points of health at the moment. And my fingers are going nowhere, for those of you who are interested. 4 versus 2. But I think the round is over as far as the retake goes. So Mousesports will be back to winning ways. The teams continue to trade rounds, and I would expect a 4 spy from the CTs. And essentially 4 spies from both teams until one team wins that glorious, elusive, consecutive round.
Well, it's always going to be interesting, considering that there is a save of the weapons from Pronex and Schneider. But yeah, they have to watch out for Lowell, man. He's notorious for this. He's pushing the high area of train, and this time he got 3 kills. What a beast Mr. Lowell is. It's awesome to see Lowell doing well too, as you do have his mate Mixwell on Optic, and Mixwell was obviously experiencing a lot of success. And then Lowell kind of staying on the Mousesports lineup for quite a while now.
Man like Mixwell.
And this new iteration, he's found a really good place for himself.
What is that?
Okay.
Excuse me?
Fair enough.
Pardon? What is that shot from Chris J? It's been a while since we've seen the notorious scouting Chris J, but he definitely seems to be back on the A side, charging through with a scout down. With a scout!
With a scout, he's looking for more though, but he's caught from 2 sides. No escape there. Rop's able to get one though towards the B-bomb site, and once again the B-bomb site is for free. Lekro going down there by Lowell as well, clearing out the connector, and it is a systematic crushing of the defense on both bomb sites here from Mousesports, as Twist will be able to eke out one more kill before he goes down. But
nice.
Mousesports 3-1, they have ended the 4 spy shenanigans. We'll see a save now from Godsent, and a decent lead for Mousesports, as they should surely take a round against Godsent now, as they are totally broke.
Dennis drinking that water. Hydration is important in any life endeavor. That's just a man who knows his angles.
Yeah, it really is.
Very, very well. Chris J, very pleased with himself.
Smug J.
I wonder what he said. 1 round on the board for Godsent. A team who've been struggling for the longest time. And for a while, there was almost parity with Envy when their team was raw, if you will. Both struggling, but Envy seem to have found their feet. Same cannot be said just yet for the Godsent side on Eco at the moment. Lekro and Twist remain, but for how long? Not long at all. Not long at all. The ball's sprayed with crimson. So
it is a fast 4 rounds for Mousesports after chaos in the beginning. And the cool thing here for me is that we'll see Dennis holding on to the SMG very likely, and they have so much cash that they can really play around this. Between Oscar with the AWP and Dennis with the SMG, they can have those 2 players, I think, as their main playmakers at the beginning of the round. Maybe Oscar can get a pick somewhere, and obviously you can take a lot of risks. You know, in Dennis's position with that SMG, you can try to get close, you can try to do whatever you want, really. You can see Oscar is working from teammate. Oh, there's a catch! And that's going to be low dead also towards upper B. And still yet to be played is this man here, Dennis. What will he be able to accomplish here with his beautiful MP7?
Dennis with a small D. Not judging, of course. 4 versus 3 for Godsent, minute 20 for Mousesports. Lots of time. And maybe it's Oscar who needs to go full FPL mode. There is a time, like you see Stewie has that gear on Cloud9 where he just goes mental. Mousesports have that gear where Oscar just goes full FPL, runs around, AWPs people. Might prove difficult on train, but often nothing is too difficult for Oscar. Things become harder, however, as Rops gets picked off 2 versus 4, and now he's forced to scope into these angles, but a scope will give his position away. Stereo frags for the Mousesports side. They've got a chance to plant the bomb.
Yeah, that's perfect to get both kills so quickly. Ah, Dennis peeking towards Ali, finds himself another one. Now Lecro with the M4 and just a flashbang is here to try to save the day. He does not have a kit at the moment, so this will be quite difficult for him. He needs to push the issue as he lacks time, but you can see the focus on his face there as he goes and presses for that first kill. Gets some good damage, tapping the bomb, praying for the repeat, praying to find that next player. He has no idea where Dennis is. And that is ultimately going to be what stops him from being able to likely win this round. But maybe he can get another kill. He will. And maybe steal the AWP as well, which would be a big deal. But he realizes another player's oncoming. Here's him running. Dennis gets the frag. No AWP for Mr. Lecro. Reclaimed for Oscar.
Very important save there. Doplan is a dab hand with the AWP. And that's Lecro's first kill of the game, trying to clutch without dropping a single bomb. Any kills whatsoever is maybe not the best. Going in cold, perhaps. There's Oscar taking out the Badger. What a retake from Mousesports. 2 versus 4, at the very least.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, 2v4. Really nice.
Indeed. And Godsent, they've been broken again. Chris J making sure no one goes towards E-box quickly, but he'll have to be afraid of the other areas, or will he? Quickly, a 3-man take out by Mousesports on this anti-eco round. Chris J retaining control of main, maybe providing an exit route for his team, spotting a player moving through Ivy. That's Pronex. Very brief round as far as the action goes. 6-1 for Mousesports coming up very shortly indeed. It was the second round that Godsent won, meaning they're about to hit maximum loss bonus. Will it mean anything? No. They've got average $2,000 in the bank. The AWPs will be out. Will it be 1? Will it be 2? I'm sure Doplan will be on 1. What is it that Godsent will change to put them in a driving seat to get them back on the scoreboard?
The annoying thing too is that there's a lot still for Mousesports to mess around with, which could be to the detriment of Godsent in their buy rounds. I mean, they could try to run a fast round into B. They could try again to get low on these pick-based plays, and which can only really be dismantled if there's a player watching that angle from connector, which we have seen in some setups, or if there is someone watching the high ground, or if they pressure the high ground early on. Because Lowell seems really good at just making plays there by himself. I've seen a lot of consistency from him there. There's obviously all kinds of plays around Ali that have yet to be really tested and abused, and we'll see how good Mousesports are at playing off of CT rotation. Should they be able to take over Ali? There's a lot in question, and there's already 6 rounds for Mousesports, and they haven't gone to all of the chaotic rounds where they just try to run into the A-bomb site, which a lot of teams use as a crutch.
Twist will be the sole AWPer for this round, and that's probably position-based. They want the AWP to be in the connector rotate position. Doplan playing close towards B, and Twist is, we cannot overlook him. He's quite a proficient AWPer as well. Not the only Swedish team with multiple AWPers. Fnatic being a notorious one. A successful run boost. That angle is advantageous for the Ts. One minute on the clock, and nothing doing towards Ivy. Godsent avoiding any early picks. Godsent don't have any any forward positions in the A area. No one towards E-box, nobody towards main. Using that smoke to try to delay any execute, and here we have the grenades raining in from Mousesports. And they do seem committed to this A push. Then it's emerging out of the IV position, but it's the CT to get the first kill.
Yeah, slow round, and now a very explosive one in the last 30 or 40 seconds, as this looks really good for the Godsent side, but perhaps things will change. We get ChrisJ with a quick kill off of, onto Lekro, and now they'll allow the bomb to go down. They've taken some forward positions, have these T's of Mousesports, and they're protecting the bomb for 3v3. This has actually turned out quite well. It looked hard for them to plant, but they found a way. However, got to watch out for that flank because it is imminent.
Schneider coming in from the back. ChrisJ looking for it, however. ChrisJ delivering his third kill of the round. 2 more to find. Doplan around the connector position, and now Twist in a 1 versus 2. The clock is ticking. He doesn't have a kit, but he's still moving in. Maybe there's one close. Some warning shots as he tries to save. 7-1. Mousesports won't let him around the corner. Lowell shutting it down. No edges, nothing for Godsent.
Yeah, Lowell has 1 death so far. What a baller, James. He's balling out of control. Lowell's doing a great job for his team so far. As is ChrisJ in that round, as you mentioned, got a very tidy 3K. And obviously, the kill onto Schneider was really the big deal. Like, it doesn't necessarily know a flank is coming. Schneider was playing it well. He had, I think, even the first bullet there against ChrisJ, but ChrisJ still won the battle. What an important frag. 7-1 is the score as well.
You still think of ChrisJ as a sniper player, but on train, he loves getting into the A site early on the T side and wrecking falls. He excels at that role on train specifically. He's really good at it. And he is showing it to us now, trading at least in this round. Of course, it is another eco round, a half-buy round for Godsent. Pistols and Kevlar here and there. So a slower approach will be taken by Mousesports.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see that they were able to switch up what appeared, obviously, in the previous iteration of Mousesports to be a very cemented role, which is ChrisJ is very, very good on the AWP. He is the dedicated sniper. And, you know, obviously, we see Oscar as a dedicated sniper. We've got ChrisJ now leading the team instead. It's, as I said, that good opener from Rops pushing into the A yard, and they will be able to remove all these saving CT players for their 8th round. 8-1 now. So, what do Godsent get going for themselves? They are not having a good time. Twist on the AWP. Disco Doplan still deciding what to go for, and he gets himself a rifle full of grenades. Now the question is whether Godsent think right now that they have to make a play, because they've allowed Mousesports to sort of run whatever they want, and Mousesports have just made it work. So do you just try to take the initiative, or how do you handle this?
Speaking of initiative, Doplan was headed for an upper B play, but all the grenades flying into A has turned him around. Lekro isolated, facing multiple Ts. ChrisJ charging through the smoke, doing what he does. He's almost unstoppable at the moment. 8-1, and the bomb very quickly down for Mousesports. 3 players left for the CT side. Doplan hunting, desperately seeking something on the side. 2 Mousesports players left, 2 Godsent players left. Angles being held to main. If Oscar goes wide, he could be in trouble, but both he and the CT Twist will move at the same time. Rops flashed off the position. The defuse not being held just yet, but Mousesports don't know that. Charging towards the site, spamming, revealing their positions. Now the defuse is coming in, and they might not have even heard the re-up on the defuse, and their hero defuse is there. Twist will die. It'll be expensive for Godsent, but they've doubled their score to 2.
But as you say, it's going to be super expensive. They lost every single player, and I think we'll see a timeout here from Godsent. They're in a horrible spot. Everyone died, and they didn't have any money to really begin with. So you can see that the best money is on Disco Doplan with 4,000. Oh, actually, Pronax, sorry, with 4,150. But that's still really terrible. I mean, even if he gets himself, a rifle. I mean, well, he's going to go who can even get himself a rifle in full nades, right? And he has to skip the head armor and probably skip the defuse kit as well. It's not a good situation to be in, and you're going to be up against the Mousesports. Mousesports understand that Godsent have no money, and they lost 5 players, and they have to go for a full buy. So Mousesports know that if they play a slow round, Godsent will run out of utility, and then if Mousesports are to go for an execution, there's no counter grenades from the CTs, and their lives are made much easier. So I would be surprised if Mousesports run a fast play here. I don't think that makes sense, but we'll see what they decide to do.
No shortage of snipers on Mousesports. Oscar is back. ChrisJ lining up a smoke grenade towards the IV position, but we've got a P90 push. Doplan looking to cleanse these fools. Will he charge straight down the ladder? It's what the P90 deserves. He's there, but the kills might be stolen before he even makes it there. E-Box, oh man, a spray transfer. It is glorious, man. Everybody's getting blessed by the P90. Holy water all over the shop.
And they did exactly the opposite of what I wanted them to do. And it's not gone all too well here for Mousesports, leaving Dennis in a 1 versus 3 clutch. The P90 has been discarded, unfortunately. I know you'll be shedding a tear for that, but it's okay. Godsent looks like they could very well be taking this round. But the real advantage that Dennis has working in his favor is this element of surprise. He's coming in from a completely unknown angle. And the question is, how many players, how many backs will he see at once? If he sees 2 and can spray down 2 for free, then he's got a really good situation in his hands. It looks like there'll be no backs before he's spotted, so Dennis has to frag, just out-frag 3 players, and he'll be very lucky, I think, to get more than a 1 versus 1, and that's not going to be the case. Godsent with the 3rd round on the board.
Rob still has $16,000. How is that even possible? Oh man, look at this. Spreading the love, the joy. He's a hippie, Dan, but he's showing his affection with a P90 instead of a bag of hard drugs. Nice. 5-round lead for Mousesports at present. The buys keep on coming for the T side. If they lose this one, they've still got more buys. Rops with $11,000 left.
Yeah, and we'll see what the decision is here again from Mousesports. I think Mousesports were expecting that previous round to receive a rush on Ali or maybe even on B, so that they just wanted to rush into A where the defense would be weak, but the rotation was so fast because that did actually happen. So I'm still not sure what their logic was for it. But they've slowed things down here. No push from Godsent. Godsent with no AWP though, and I think that that's something that Mousesports can likely bet upon, knowing how weakened Godsent's economy has what is.
We see more aggressive, a more aggressive Godsent on the A site now. When their economy sucked, they were far back in the A site, around the connector area, but regardless of that, the push coming in towards B, Lower will try, Lower will fail. The bomb is down, the trade is there, but the advantage is with the CTs, and it continues. Leppänen charging up the ladder. No respect for these Ts. Twist now on the high ground, bomb on the low, but not with the player by default. Rop's here, Rop's gone. That leaves ChrisJ alone, 1 versus 4. It's a question of damage. He won't get any done. Glorious round for Godsent. 4 players surviving. But again, there's still money on Mousesports to buy.
Yeah, it's a big recovery, you have to say, for Godsent so far, because even though there is still money to go for Mousesports, the thing is that Godsent have put themselves into a territory where they can actually have buys. All the nades, the fuse kits even. And so that's really, really awesome, to be honest. If you consider where they were. Mousesports have taken a tactical here, so they are obviously discussing amongst themselves as to how to approach this next round. Oscar on the AWP. Again, they haven't actually done a lot towards Ali just yet. We haven't seen a slow default where Ali, they take control slowly but surely. They get a smoke, maybe a pick off, and they basically, you force the rotation from the CTs to play to a specific way because they lose that part of the map. And then because you know what their likely reaction is, you can then play off of that with your next push. So we'll see how Mousesports handles this, if it will be a fast or a slow round. And Godsent, they have an ult finally. Schneider's on it.
Schneider on the AWP. We saw Twist with it earlier, so it's Schneider's turn now. And I think the greatest thing that Mousesports can get is a psychological advantage. I think the way, the recent history of Godsent, psychological warfare is absolutely a thing. If they can demoralize the team, then that will help them snatch a victory. But what won't is a punctured chest of Dennis from the AWP of Schneider, but now they know where it is. They might try to exploit something else. Lots of CT spotted around the A site. What is the response from Mousesports? They have not committed the bomb just yet to this site. Great headshot from ChrisJ, but insta-traded by Leppänen.
And this actually does remind me that we did see stylistically from Mousesports lots of rounds in the past on this map where they do like to just send ChrisJ out by himself. I just remembered that. And look at here, we have the plan B quite literally as they march towards that B-bomb site. Oscar with the quick trade, but he needs to make another one with the AWP. Misses the shot Disco to close it all down. And that's the 5th round on the board there for Godsent. They've done a good job. Still, the recovery rages on as Mousesports struggle to take a round. Where's the money for them now? It looks like they are finally running out of money.
Yep, but only after another buy. Godsent playing with confidence now. The confidence is rising, and that is great for the team. That is great if you're a fan of Swedish bids or Swedish players and teams in general. Well then, what could be, well, I say one of the last buys. There are 2 rounds remaining, and Godsent are making a very reasonable half out of this. All things said and done. Schneider spotting multiple players. Target selection means Lowell will be the first to lose his life.
Yeah, really nice play there from Schneider to open it up. Twist on the other up here towards Ali. Nice run boost there over the top of the scope. Not sure if Twist spotted that. He didn't. And that is the power of the run boost. If you do it correctly, you go over the scope, and as you can see, Oscar can enter from the other angle, and his opponent will have no idea. So free frag for him. And it's not just Ali pressure, it's a full-on Ali push into the backlines with 3 players. They still have Rops lurking, doing what Rops does best towards the B bomb sites. And here is the split, quite the elaborate split into B.
Rops maybe colliding with Doppler. No, this is very confusing. Oh, Doppler realized he's being blocked in the smoke, gets a free kill onto Rops. And he retains an advantage and map control for his team. Mousesports coming into B from the back. And it's going to work out for them. Doppler picked off immediately. They've got the entire train yard of B. What do the CTs do? They've got 1 player on the flank, 2 players stuck in connector. That flank is going to be hyper important. Mousesports backing all the way off. The bomb is in a very, very unusual spot for the CTs to deal with. Continuing to slowly emerge, but there are yet more grenades here for the T side. And the AWP as well. Oscar just about escaping. Schneider, in fact, goes back for the kill as well, as Oscar does. 1 versus 3. Pronax still creeping towards the site, maybe going for a hero defuse. There isn't much money for Godsent to buy in the next round, so maybe there was an option to save there for Pronax. Either way, he took option A, didn't work out. And Mousesports get their 9th round on the board. What
a sick round from Oscar, man. Gets 4 kills. That second kill against the Orpron connector was just, that was some juicy stuff. We're going to get a replay. Lovely. We can see the first one here, obviously. Jumping over, doing the jump boost over the scope, appears from an unknown angle for that first kill, allowing his team through Ali. So crucial. I love the plant here as well. And here is the second shot on connector. Oh, lovely stuff. Right, back into the action here as we have a, well, not the best buy in the world for Godsent. They had to force up what they can. It's the last round of the first half. But will it be 6 for them, or will it be 10 for Mousesports? Dennis will pressure towards Ali. Announced his presence soon enough. Does have some support there from Oscar in the back with the AWP as well. His teammates also waiting in position towards Popdog to essentially, well, first Mousesports have to get that Ali control before they can initiate the 3-pronged attack, but that appears to be what they're after.
Schneider is on top of the train looking towards main. I do wonder if he will push in response to what's going on here. He can't stand here forever. He's in no man's land. You see him crouching to avoid anybody in main. He doesn't really have much information, so the response is from B instead. Twist creeping up, but Lowell's got the angle, but not the kill. Twist continuation spray, doing great damage from the grenade. Oh my god, how does he survive that? How does he survive? He's got 10 HP.
What? You're not supposed to be alive. I have no idea how he's still alive. He probably doesn't know either, but he's still going to help his team, or try to help his team win the round. It's a 4 versus 4. Twist and Rops critically injured, but still standing. Here comes the push. 25 seconds to go. It has to work here for Mousesports.
Oh,
great pick off there from Chris J. Looking to find some more there. 1 player in between the train, the bomb train that is, as Chris J will get the Tech 9 to try to do the damage, but it won't. It's Lecro to shut it down. Wrapping around is Dennis, but it's all for naught. 6 rounds for Godsent. What a weird round that was, though.
Some insane frags from both teams. Chris J with an absurd AWP shot onto Schneider, who spent the entire time on top of that train. And that's great to see Godsent in good spirits. I don't know when I last saw somebody from that team with a smile on their face, so it seems their minds are in the right spot. 6 rounds moving into the T half. Lecro picking up the Deagle on a pistol round. Pronax is grenades. Only 2 players with Kevlar for the Godsent side. Oh well, Doppler hasn't bought yet. Now he's got Kevlar.
And if Godsent win the pistol round, this is basically tied up. Despite all the dominance we saw from Mousesports, that is what we're looking at. Lecro picking up the Deagle, man. He's the one of the few pros that it feels as though you can let this guy get the Deagle on the T pistol. Nico's another one who does frequently do it. Simple, I think, as well. But yeah, we'll see if that works out for him. A big bum rush all the way through Ali will be a good entry for the Godsent team.
The Crows of Eagle not getting much done. Both teams exchanging kills, dancing around the train. No pressure to put the bomb down just now. Got to keep the guns out and duel with these CTs. Top lane rushing around the site. 2 CTs there. It's a question of headshots on this pistol round. Pronax last man standing with the bomb. Rops is moving towards ladder room, however. He might hear this rotation from Pronax. Surely he hears it. Yes, Oscar. Does he hear it? There's no rotation from the CTs just yet.
He must have, surely.
Oscar's... No, they don't seem to have any idea. So, I mean, it may be that communication drowned the sound out because surely you hear the rotation from there. I am 90% certain that you would hear a T running up that area. But either way, the bomb is planted.
Maybe they just wanted to just go for the guaranteed thing, wait for the plant, play the 3 versus 1 together. Well, Rops, he might be meeting his fates soon at the hands of Pronax, who is lurking nearby, but Pronax has yet to reveal himself. This is so difficult. So many CTs here looking for Pronax yet to reveal himself. Oh my god. Immediately denied. Immediately denied. Not even they weren't even toying with him. There was no tease. Just instant denial. Instant.
Rops be like, have you heard about me? My name is Rops. At Ropsicle with a Z on Twitter. Give him a follow. Very promising young man. A favorite of...
Dazed.
Yep. Indeed.
Is that were you going to say that? Or?
I was going to say that, and I was like, oh, wait, it's the major. He's banned. Just over $2,000 from Godsent on each player. The AKs are en route. They are in the delivery van, and they are out for delivery, but they may have to wait until after lunchtime. Some P250s on this echoing T side, and the one flashbang onto Twist. Perhaps it gets them into B.
Very quiet at the moment. Of course, they're not revealing their presence, but now it's all revealed. Rops has himself a lot of damage. Oh my goodness, the spray down is real. The bomb plant, though, that's what they were playing for, and they get it. So it's actually a successful round for Godsent. They weren't expecting any kills, and they won't get any.
For the investment, it was a good round from Godsent. Flashbang, $200. P250, 300 apiece. Bomb plant bonus after losing the round, $800 per person. Money has been made. These chaps would make good investors as far as that round goes. Maybe not outside of that round, perhaps. Who knows? Maybe they are. I don't know. 5 rounds between the two sides, and Doppelman he was $50 short of Kevlar. And he has an AWP on the T side, which is very interesting because where does he go with this AWP now? Surely the lack of Kevlar changes his approach. I wouldn't say he can necessarily go towards main at the beginning of the round because the grenades will surely be flying in. There are